Meeting for the Newton County Board of Education to order. Would you please join me in the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. Superintendent Fury, I understand we have special recognitions tonight.
We do, Madam Chair. Tonight, we have several students and employees to recognize for their recent accomplishments. First, we'll begin with our students. This year, I asked students to create artwork to be used for the annual holiday card from the school system. I was certainly pleased with the number of entries received and must add that it was a very hard decision as there were several wonderful pieces of art from which to choose. In fact, I had originally planned on selecting only one piece of art to go on the system cards, but the designs were so fantastic that I couldn't just pick one. Instead, we printed 3 cards with the artwork on the front, and then 2 of those cards contained artwork to be featured on the inside. I'd like to take this opportunity to publicly recognize those students who created the designs for our system card. And when I call your name, I would like you to come up and accept your certificate and to know that we thank you greatly. And I'm just going to take the liberty here to just show these cards off. This is one of the system cards that went out. We have another card that has the design on the front, and then the designs on the inside are both pencil on both cards, which is why they're on the inside, so they sort of match. So that would be the exterior design, and then on the inside of the card, it has a beautiful pencil drawing. And then the third card is the exterior looks like this, and then the interior contains a pencil drawing as well, and it looks like this. And I certainly am proud of our students, and it was just a great privilege and opportunity for our kids, but it was a great privilege for me to be able to send these cards to members of our community, and they are on display in the front lobby for everyone to see. And I'm going to have a picture with the cards mounted permanently here so that we can just remember how fantastic our kids are, young and old. We've got some high school kids and some middle school and as well as elementary school. So thank you for allowing me that liberty. First, I'd like to call LaDamian Tremaine Norwood. LaDamian is a first grader at Middle Ridge. Congratulations, LaDamian, and I certainly love your card. Thank you very much. Nakira Wise. Nakira is a 9th grader. Nakira is a 9th grader at Alcovey High School. Great job. Thank you. Jessica Izaguirre. Jessica is an 11th grader at Alcovey High School and also attends the Newton College and Career Academy. Thank you very much, Jessica. Wesley Cutter. Not here. Wesley is a 9th grader at Alcovey High School. And Andrevius Flournoy. Yes. Andrevius is a 9th grader at Eastside High School. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of the students who were selected whose artwork was selected to represent the school system. I thank each of you for creating that artwork for the cards, and just so you know, I am extremely proud of all of those students who participated, and particularly proud of those who were selected. So thank you very much, and parents, thank you for bringing your children to the board meeting tonight. Madam Chair, may I move on?
Sure.
We also have Title I reward schools that I would like to recognize. Each year, the Georgia Department of Education releases its annual list of Title I reward schools. The reward school category is reserved for schools with either the highest performance or the biggest academic gains in a Title I school in the last 3 years. This year, the Newton County school system has had 2 schools recognized as reward schools, one in the highest performing and the other in the highest progress. A highest performing Title I school is among the top 5% of Title I schools in the state and has the highest absolute performance over 3 years for the all students group on the statewide assessments. A school may not be classified as highest performing if it has been identified as a focus or alert or priority school. This year, Mansfield Elementary School was recognized as the highest performing reward school. At this time, I'd like to ask Mansfield Elementary School Principal Dr. Lori Thomas to come forward and on behalf of her school and faculty and staff, accept the certificate of recognition. Thank you, Dr. Thomas, and certainly please relay to your team that we are extremely proud of their hard work and effort over the last 3 years, and they are certainly well deserving of this distinction. The second designation for Title I Reward School is the High Progress School. This is a Title I school among the 10% of Title I schools in the state that is making the most progress in improving the performance of the all students group over 3 years on the statewide assessments. A school may not be classified as a high progress school if it has been identified as a priority, focus, or alert school. This year, Rocky Plains Elementary School was recognized as a high progress school. I'd like to ask Rocky Plains Elementary School Principal Dr. Miranda Jones to come forward on behalf of her school and accept their certificate of recognition. Dr. Jones, we are very proud of the hard work and dedication and commitment of your staff and certainly of your leadership at Rocky Plains. We certainly appreciate all that you do to make the strides to become a high progress school. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the faculty and staff at both Mansfield and Rocky Plains Elementary Schools for a job well done. Before I move on, is Dr. Thomas here? Dr. Thomas actually oversees our Title I program and administers the reward schools. So I'd like to just acknowledge Dr. Thomas, and maybe, if I may, Madam Chair, have our principals come back forward and have their picture taken with Dr. Thomas as well. Finally, tonight we will recognize several of our schools for their outstanding accomplishments with their Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports programs, also known as PBIS. PBIS is an evidence-based, data-driven framework proven to reduce disciplinary incidents, increase the school's sense of safety, improve school climate, and support improved academic outcomes for all students. The state has several recognition levels for PBIS schools, including installing, which is when the schools are first learning how to be PBIS schools, emerging, and that means they have implemented the practices and they're working diligently to put all the practices in place, and operational, which means they are operational in its implementation and they are also an example to others. 2 of our schools, Clements Middle School and Cousins Middle School, have been recognized at the highest level, operational, meaning they have completed all the requirements for the program, have developed all 10 PBIS critical elements, and are seeing suspension rates declining or stabilizing and attendance rates stabilizing and or increasing. I'd like to ask Clements Principal, Ms. Joyce Gavella, and Cousins Principal, Mr. Scott Sauls, to come forward to accept their school's certificates. your picture, Hagan. Congratulations to you, Clements and Cousins Middle School, and certainly. Okay, do you want to? Yeah. The teams, if you have your PBIS teams here for Cousins and Clements, please come forward, because much of the work is done by this outstanding team as well. So, great opportunity to recognize them. If you are Clements.
I got you. Got me. Got us.
I just want to kind of go off script here just to thank the teams at both Clements and Cousins Middle School. The work that they do in order to be named operational is not easy work. It's hard work. It's lots of data analysis and discussion, and putting processes and procedures in place to definitely support students, keep them in school, as opposed to suspending them from school or putting them in school suspension, and working as a team for the most important thing that we do is work for our kids. And so being named operational and recognized at the state level is certainly an accomplishment, and we are extremely proud of you, and I am very highly proud of you. So thank you very much for your hard work. The state also recognized 3 of our schools as having emerging PBIS programs, and those schools are Newton High School, Veterans Memorial Middle School, and Liberty Middle School. An emerging PBIS program has developed a minimum of 6 to 10 of the PBIS critical elements, and has data to reflect that office discipline referrals or suspensions are declining or have stabilized. I'd like to ask Newton High School Principal John Ellenberg, Veterans Memorial Principal Mr. James Peak, and Liberty Middle School Principal Ms. Keisa Taylor to come forward to accept their school certificate of recognition. Newton High School, if your team, Mr. Ellenberg and his team, come on. Liberty Middle School. Mr. Peak. Mr. Peak, do you have anybody here? You're here? Anybody on your team?
He said, I'm here.
He's here, that's right. Again, off script, just to congratulate our 3 schools, Newton High School, Veterans Memorial Middle, and Liberty Middle School. These leaders are absolutely dedicated to student achievement and improving outcomes for students, and it's not an easy task to be even identified as an emerging school. So they have to work very hard and very focused and meet and talk about data and pinpoint where there may be difficulties. And it is really certainly an accomplishment for them to have been identified as emerging. We also have, I see Donna Hooper and Christine in the back, and they are just wonderful. They are great assets to the PBIS model. They actually do the work with the schools. They visit the schools. Could you guys stand up? Donna and Christine are the consummate professionals. They attend the state meetings. They make sure that our schools are on the right track. They attend every time that the schools, as much as they can, get into the schools to attend their PBIS meetings, and they really drive the ship. Without them, I think the continuity of our PBIS program would not be as it is. So thank you, Donna and Christine, and that is not their only responsibility. They do lots of other things as well, and do a fantastic job. So congratulations to each of our PBIS schools, and we know that Cousins and Clements will continue to maintain their operational status, and I certainly look forward to Newton, Veterans, and Liberty becoming operational, and we appreciate all that you do to support your students. And at this time, the recognition portion of our meeting has ended.
Okay. Thank you, Superintendent Fury. I am going to go ahead and invite you guys to stay to hear us. However, if you would like to leave, this is a great opportunity to do it before we begin the work. Okay, I do not believe we have any public participation tonight. Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Superintendent's report, Dr. Lockhart.
All right, Miss, good evening, Madam Chair, and our board members. We'll turn the floor over to Miss Peggy Bullard first for the financial portion.
Okay.
I did review with Erica this month how to prepare these summarized financial statements, and she went right behind me and redid them over again perfectly, so she'll be ready next month, hopefully, to do this. First of all, our SPLOST distribution, it was $869,302. That's for October, and that's down, unfortunately, $37,000 plus from last month. And our TVAT, the new vehicle taxes, those are also down from what we're used to. We have been averaging about 120 a month. Now they're down to 66,373 this for October. The financial statements, you should have gotten an additional document which shows you the amendments that you did on November 11th and how I've spread them across the functions on the financial statements so that your December financial statement reflects that amended budget. And also, you should have a document showing our SPLOST schedule that will be published in the, it's actually going to be published December 21st edition of the Covington News. We're required by law to publish that each year and place it on our website. And that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Okay. Can I have a motion to move forward on the financial report portion of the operations report?
So make.
Okay. Been moved
Second.
and second. We have any discussion on the financial report? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Operations.
Yes, ma'am. Maintenance and operations. Maintenance received 657 work requests in November, and 579 of those have been completed. There are 78 remaining work orders in progress. Capital projects, 6 gym floor renovations were completed during the past 2 weeks. CBA Sports of Norcross, Georgia installed sport court flooring to East Newton Elementary, Hurd Mixon Elementary, Livingston Elementary, Mansfield Elementary, Porterdale Elementary, and the Newton County Theme School at Fickwood. The project includes the removal of the old flooring, the installation of the new flooring, and the striping of sport lines for each gym. And if you could take an opportunity to go over and see that, it looks very, very impressive. So I do want to commend Mike Barr and Jan Lumens for the work they put in with putting those floors down. They look very, very, very attractive. Student transportation. Average per gallon cost for diesel fuel purchased through November was $2.95. This same time last year, the average cost was $3.30. On the next page, a few things just want to bring to your attention. The average daily breakfast participation for the month of November was about 40%, and the average participation for lunches was about 80% for the month. So again, we're still seeing a pretty high level of traffic going through our cafeteria. Last thing I'd like to mention is the Newton County School Nutrition Program served locally grown apples as the farm to school produce item for November. And with that being said, that concludes the operations report.
Okay, I need a motion to move forward with the operations report.
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. All in favor? Okay, thank you. CIT report.
CIT report, just a few things to bring to your attention. Item number 1, our preliminary high school writing test results show improvement from the previous year. Our teachers have done a great job incorporating the research-based strategy of providing clear feedback to students on their writing in all content areas. It's important for teachers to provide clear, consistent feedback on what students can do to improve their writing skills. If I can draw your attention to page 2, item 9. Donna Hooper and Christine Peebles, they were here just a moment ago. They served on the Georgia Association for Positive Behavior Support Team. On December 3rd through the 4th, the GAPBS hosted an annual conference at Georgia State University. Representatives from Cousins Middle School, Newton High School, Clements Middle School, and Flint Hill Elementary presented at the conference. Just want to go off of this to say we had 4 schools present. It was a total of 7 presentations. Their presentations were so strong on the 3rd, they were asked to come back unscripted on the 4th just to deliver more information. Everybody said that it was just the best they've ever seen. So item number 10. The students in Liberty Middle School's 21st Century After School program had the opportunity to participate in Lego Mindstorms workshop at Robotic Explorers located in Roswell, Georgia. Students learned how simple machines are combined to create complex mechanisms and were able to design a machine with Lego techniques, building elements to perform specific functions. Students work cooperatively to program a Lego Mindstorms robot to achieve various programming challenges. You're seeing a lot more of this type of work go on in our county, working with robotics programs. So just stay tuned to hear a little bit more. Last thing I would like to bring to your attention is on page 4, item 21. Newton College and Career Academy hosted the Lieutenant Governor's Business and Education Summit with over 200 attendees. As part of the summit, students from NCCA participated in a panel discussion with Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle. The school and students did a great job hosting and were excellent ambassadors of Newton County Schools and our CTAE programs. And that concludes the information of the CIT report.
Okay, you can go ahead with enrollment.
Excuse me, please. Can I refer back to item 15, please?
One moment, sir.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get a motion to open the floor for discussion. Then we'll do it separately. Can I have a motion for the CIT report?
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. Open for discussion.
Item 15.
Yes, sir.
Could we get some copy of those recommendations? I would like to review them, please, sir.
Okay, that's the one beginning with during November?
Yes, item 15.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'll just read it out just so everybody is on the same page. During November, Dr. Jordan compiled and analyzed data to determine the effect of the use of ViewPath cameras on student achievement in middle grades in the areas of language arts, math, science, and social studies. The initial analyses, along with recommendations, were provided to Dr. Shattuck in order to assist with continued efforts to enhance the effectiveness and use of ViewPath cameras within the schools. This research is ongoing and will be used to identify areas of need. We will get to work on that as soon as we can, Mr. Johnson, and get you a report.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Okay, any other discussion on the CIT report? Okay, we need to go ahead and vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Enrollment report.
Enrollment report. As of December 2014, our enrollment is 19,699 students. This same time last year, it was 19,446 students. So that's an increase of 253 students.
An increase of,
253.
53?
Yes, ma'am.
okay. I have a motion for the enrollment report.
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Okay, call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No old business, new business. Mrs. Buck?
Good evening.
Good evening.
The superintendent recommends the acceptance of a state waiver for State Board of Education Rule 106-4-2.11 and 160-4-2.13 impacting board policy IHE and IDCH. The State Board of Education approved these requests to waive the rules for promotion, placement, and retention, as well as statewide passing score. And the waiver was granted due to the new Georgia milestones. The scores for these assessments are not expected to return until the fall of next year. And so we will not be able to have the scores back in order to use them for placement and retention, as well as the normal passing score. So if you look on your information, you'll see a chart. It'll give you last year's promotion and retention policy, as well as last year's statewide overall grade percentage for the EOCT. And then the FY15 side of the chart shows you the changes. And then after that, after the chart, you'll find the local board policy, and I highlighted the areas of that local board policy that are impacted by the waiver, followed by the state board policy, also highlighted, then followed by the second local board policy and the second state policy. And the areas are highlighted that are impacted by the waiver.
Okay, can I have a motion to move forward with item 8 in order to open the floor for discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. Floor is open for discussion. Any questions? If no questions, I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Lockhart?
Yes, Madam Chair, requested board action relative to the 2015-2016 school calendar. Recommendation, the superintendent recommends the approval of the attached 180-day student calendar, 190-day teacher calendar. Background, a representative from each school, along with school and district level administrators, was solicited to develop the 2015-16 school year calendar. The committee met and was polled in an effort to produce the attached calendar option, which reflects 190 teacher days and 180 student days. The 2015-16 school year will mark the first school year in several school years that teachers have not experienced furlough days. February 11th, 12th, and 15th of 2016 are designated as make-up school days if the school system is impacted by inclement weather or other unforeseen events that lead school closure to occur. If inclement weather or other unforeseen events do not occur, the 3 days will serve as midwinter break. And that concludes this item number B.
Okay. I need a motion to open up the floor for discussion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, been moved and properly second. Floor is open for discussion.
Madam Chair, may I make a comment?
Sure.
Ms. Fenley is seated in the boardroom, and I just want to briefly discuss the October break and the dates of the October break and why the dates fall on that week as opposed to any preceding week. All of the weeks that our teachers and school level administrators have recommended have been in the past, the last week of September, the first full week of October, the second week of October, beginning with October the 12th. And those weeks have been ruled not appropriate for a couple of reasons. One is a funding piece, and Renee has calculated funding, potential loss of funding if you have a break prior to our FTE count, which would take place in 15 on October the 6th. We have looked at the data, and just this year alone, if we had held our break and looking at the withdrawal tendencies of our students, we would have lost in the area of $549,000 due to where they would be located, as opposed to not in the school system. They would have withdrawn prior to the count. It's not always that much. Some years it's 50,000, some years it's 40,000, but given our financial condition, we want to make sure that we maximize all the dollars and cents that we have available to us. So we don't want the break to fall the last week of September, because our pattern would indicate that we would lose some FTE funding. We don't want it to fall on the week of the count, because the count date would have to be changed. And then the week of October the 12th, the state pays for all of our 10th grade students to take the PSAT. And that testing date falls on that week, the week of the October the 12th. And I think it'll fall on the 14th and 15th of October. And if you are not in session, then you lose the opportunity to take the administration at that time. You can ask for a waiver and reschedule it for another time, but it's not, when you're doing a whole grade level, it's better to do it during the time that the PSAT offers the administration of the PSAT. Renee, I'm just calling on you to make sure that I captured that accurately, so that people will understand that we don't really prefer to have the October break anywhere, and the reason that it's there is because of the things that I just outlined.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. It really generates around funding, just to make sure that we maximize as much funding as we can.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or discussion?
I have none.
Okay. No? Okay, I'll call for the question, then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you so much. All right, Dr. Thomas, item C.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The superintendent recommends the approval of the FY15 Title I School Improvement and Reward Schools budgets. As a requirement of receiving federal funds from the Elementary and Secondary Act of 1965, the LEA must submit for approval an annual budget through the consolidated application process. The Title I Education Program Specialist at Georgia Department of Education reviews each application and budget to ensure that expenditures are appropriate for the program area before approving the LEA's budget. Once the budget is approved, the Title I Education Program Specialist tracks how well the LEA is requesting funds for expenditures to ensure that the LEA is likely to meet the expenditures required for the title programs. With the Title I budget, we have 21 Title I schools in the district, 13 elementary, 5 middle, and 3 high schools, and this is the academic achievement budget. For the Title I improvement budget, this budget pertains to the focus schools, which include Live Oak and West Newton elementary schools. And the Title I reward school budget includes the 2 schools that were recognized this evening, Mansfield and Rocky Plains Elementary. You have been provided a copy of the Title I budget reports that have already been approved by Georgia Department of Education.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Thomas. Can I have a motion to move forward with item C?
So moved.
Second. Okay, been moved and properly second. Floor is open for discussion.
Have none.
Okay. No discussion. I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Thomas. Ms. Loomis?
Good evening. The superintendent recommends the annual renewable contract awarded to Beam Enterprises of New Bern, Georgia for maintenance and repair services of kitchen equipment to be renewed for an additional contract period. The contract was originally awarded on December 18, 2012. The contract covers repair services as well as routine maintenance on a variety of types of kitchen equipment, including refrigerators, freezers, warmers, ovens, milk boxes, and ice makers. The vendor has performed satisfactorily and met all contractual requirements and has agreed to continue their service under the current terms and conditions of the contract. The estimated annual contract value is $180,000. This cost will be paid for with budgeted FY15 school nutrition program funds. This concludes item D.
Can I have a motion to move forward with item D?
So moved.
Moved and properly second. Floor is open for discussion. Any questions for Ms. Loomis?
None here.
No questions? Okay. All right, call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Loomis. Before we continue, if the board doesn't mind with you guys' approval, we have a student who is now here who was recognized earlier. If that's okay, can we go ahead and do that? Okay.
All right, so Wesley, yes? Yes, very good. Come on up, Wesley. Wesley participated in the holiday card design and was also selected as one of our representatives and winners. And his design is featured on the cover, I think, of this card right here.
Dr. Owens
Oh,
has
okay.
his certificate.
So here's your, yes, there you go. So your certificate is at Alcovey. Wesley Cutter is a 9th grader at Alcovey High School. Wesley, congratulations, and your design has made me very proud, and I have had a great pleasure being able to send your card out to lots of people in our community, to our board, and to anybody who will stand still long enough to listen to me talk about these cards. Also, I intend to put together a frame and permanently put your card on display here at the board office. So congratulations, and thank you so very much. Thank you for coming.
Okay, Dr. Shattuck.
Ms. Ferry, Madam Chairwoman, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Item E is the superintendent recommends the annual renewable contract awarded to Manning Enterprises doing business as K-12 consultants for E-rate consulting services be renewed for an additional contract period. The effective date of the renewal will be December 18, 2014, and the expiration date will be December 17, 2015. As background information, annually, the Technology Department issues solicitation for telecommunications, internet access, and internal connections as part of the E-rate process. E-rate is a federal government program designed to fund affordable access to advanced telecommunications services in libraries and schools down to the classroom level. The focus of the program is on infrastructure and transport, not content or end-user equipment. As the E-rate program has become extensive and ever-changing regulatory requirements, it was deemed necessary to list the services of a consultant both to ensure compliance and maximize funding. The K-12 consultants assist in the development and review of E-rate solicitations, as well as assuring all submissions, products, and services received are in compliance with E-rate rules and regulations. They prepare and file all the required forms at every juncture of the multi-stage application, approval, and funding process, maintain all required records, and prepare and submit the required annual audit. Finally, K-12 consultants actively and successfully work to increase both the funding request and the amount of E-rate funds received. The cost of these services is set as 10% of the approved funding dispersed to the school system. A copy of the contract is attached and has been reviewed and approved by legal counsel.
Okay. Can I have a motion for item E?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, moved and properly second. Floor is open for discussion. Do we have any questions for Dr. Shattuck?
None.
No questions? Okay. Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shattuck.
Thank you.
Mr. Barr, you have items F and G.
Good evening. In item F, the superintendent recommends the viral decontamination services needed for the school system be purchased from Belfour Environmental Incorporated of Denver, Colorado. As you know, in consultation with public health officials, Oak Hill Elementary School was closed on Friday, December 12, 2014, due to an outbreak of gastroenteritis. The school system contracted with Belfour Environmental to accomplish this task. Belfour Environmental is a GSBA Risk Management Services approved contractor. The company provided trained, experienced technicians and project managers, decontaminated the facility, and arranged for all activities to be monitored by third-party health and safety professionals to ensure the quality of work and the effectiveness of the decontamination procedures. Because of the unique health-related nature of this incident, the contract is considered an emergency purchase per board policy. The contract value is not to exceed $72,000. And that concludes item F.
Okay. Let's take them separately, just in case there's any questions. Can I have a motion to move forward with this item, please?
Second.
Okay, moving properly second. Floor is open for discussion. Okay, none. All right, good. Call for question. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, please.
In item G, the superintendent recommends the identified items be declared surplus and disposed of per board policy DO. The items for your consideration tonight are from the BOE administrative offices, the Student Transportation Department, Livingston Elementary, Clements Middle, Cousins Middle, Veterans Memorial Middle, and Newton High School. And that concludes item G.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion for item G, please?
So moved.
Second. Okay, been moved in second. Any discussion? Question? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barr. Okay, item H is going to be myself. It's regarding our fiscal year 15 legislative priorities. Just a little background, you guys normally know that we do our legislative priorities around January, February sometimes. By then, our legislators are already in session, so we want to go ahead and try to act upon them today. I emailed a list of what we had. I actually don't have them in front of me. But did everybody have an opportunity to review?
I did.
Okay. Anybody see fit for any changes?
I have none.
Okay. No changes, then we'll go ahead and make a motion and move forward with it. Can I have a motion for item H?
So moved.
Second. Okay, been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Item I, Dr. Lockhart.
Item I, the superintendent requests that the board approve the personnel recommendations made during the executive session.
Okay. Can I have a motion for item I?
So moved.
Second. Moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lockhart.
Yes, ma'am.
Other matters of interest?
I'd like to say I saw last night several pictures from Flint Hill's teachers and staff caroling, and I believe it was Settlers Grove maybe, which is in their district, and it looked like a lot of fun, and I was very proud and excited they did that for their students.
I would like to congratulate our students and our teachers for their efforts in improving a lot of our scores in a lot of different areas. I'm pretty sure everybody's read the paper and saw some of these scores. And I'd just like to commend them for the hard work that they put into improving our scores.
Any other matters?
Madam Chair, I have one. Miss Finley, Renee Finley, actually, who's in the room, she has worked for our school system for, 25 years, Renee. And Miss Finley has accepted an opportunity to work in the Jasper County School System as their Executive Director of Support Services, and will be, in my estimation, second in charge in the Jasper County School System. And Ms. Finley has provided a great service to our school system, and she's a great friend to all of us. And we'll be relying on her to help us make this transition. But I would like to publicly thank Renee for all of her hard work and commitment and dedication to this school system. We are a better school system because you have been here. So thank you very much. And so, and with that being said, it is the holiday season, and so I would like to wish everybody, our staff and students and families, a happy holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I hope that everyone will be safe and healthy and well over the time that we are away from school, and that we all return bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for the spring semester, which I'm really excited to get underway, given all of the accomplishments of the school system to this point.
Very good. If no other matters of interest, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and properly second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.